it was just an inspiration. But today, I look at it and I'm like, wow, this was really God. This was the Spirit of God inspiring this song, because it was quite deep. That we don't need any appointment. The other day I was thinking about God. And you know how God is. God is omnipresent. Means He's everywhere at the same time. He's omnipotent. It means He has the authority to make decisions and enforce them. He can decide anything and enforce it, right? So He's omnipotent. He's all powerful. And then He is omniscient. It means He knows everything. Everything from past, present, and future is bare before Him. Now, when we talk about God and us praying, can you imagine how many people are praying right now? Billions, probably, many, right? Yeah. At the same time they're praying. And I was wondering, how is God able to handle 1 billion people at a go?
Praying at the same time.
Praying at the same time.
From different continents.
Right?
Yeah.
And they all expect answers from Him. And this analogy came to mind. You see, Google is answering questions of millions of people at a go. Yeah?
Yes.
And it's specific to you. It will not confuse you with someone else. So if Google can answer questions at the same time
to many people,
to millions of people at the same time, how much about God? And I discovered Google actually understood, whoever came up with Google had a revelation of how God works and operates to create Google. Because that's exactly how God works. He is so specific to you. He is very personalized. So when you talk to Him, you don't talk to Him thinking, oh, He's probably too busy, He's not going to answer my prayer. No. He listens to you as you, and He's specific to your needs, just like Google is specific to you. How amazing is that?
Very amazing, actually.
Yeah.
Very amazing.
And I would actually even want to know how your journey has been, especially having known that you are one of the gospel artists who rose to fame in a very, very short span.
Right.
And then after that, you decide to ditch the stage, ditch music. So how do your fans out there interact with you? Do you get called for invitation for shows and you say no? What's the transition?
Well, that's a good question. Well, the transition was, it was progressive, I would say. The way I looked at it when I was going on the break is not the way I progressively looked at it. It sort of metamorphosed. So when I was going on break, first of all, was because I felt like I was judged harshly. So that sort of pushed me aside, and I didn't want to go in the public, and I felt like I needed that space to be alone and to be away from the people. Unfortunately, I was already too big, so wherever I go, people would still recognize me. Like I wouldn't go anywhere and people don't recognize me. But eventually, I started learning that I had to look at me and focus on me and love me and accept me. The moment you accept yourself, the moment you start loving yourself, the moment you now start focusing away from the people and what they're saying and thinking, and focus on who really am I, and then zero in on yourself, that is a very powerful moment, because I can assure you that has reshaped me. The Bible talks about God taking Jeremiah into a potter's house, and he saw the potter, doing a pot, and it was really good, and then he crushes it, and he destroys it, and then using the same clay, he remodels another pot that was looking much better. That's the kind of thing or journey I feel that God has done. He crushed me, and now He remade me. I am not the same kind of person I used to be. To be honest, the things I look at today are so different from what I used to look at. The things I used to value are no longer the things that I value today. And I learned something. It's really not how popular you are that matters. No. Popularity doesn't actually matter that much as we think. What really matters is your identity and who you are supposed to be. You are created to be somebody. The question is, are you living that person that you were created to be? Because if you're not, then whoever you are living, no matter how successful you are, is really not what matters. Actually, before God, what really matters is not how many cars you drive, which is good to have cars, to have buildings, to have all the wealth. But that is not the definition of your success. Success is defined as you living the life that God created you to live, right?
Yes.
And for me, that is my focus. I want to live the life that God created me to live. I may have, spent quite a bit of time living a life that was not meant for me. But the beauty about God is that it's never too late
to change.
He can actually reconstruct you again and make a new person out of you that's going to mesmerize everybody out there. And for me, that has been the journey of being reconstructed. And the silence I had was so important for my next phase of life. And I'm very passionate about where God is taking me next. And I can't wait to share my journey with the world.
So where are you heading next, Jimmy Gate?
Where am I heading next? Wow. Obviously, my life is more focused now on God and what I want to do for Him. I want to achieve more for Him. I feel like what I used to do was more for me and, a little bit for Him. I was still acknowledging God for what I was doing, but not totally. So the difference between then and now is that, for instance, when I was in the music, when I was doing music, I was both in gospel industry and gospel ministry, right? And there's a very big difference between gospel ministry and gospel industry. True. Gospel industry is about, how you brand yourself, how many numbers you have, how much money you're making, how many bookings you're getting, how much acclaimed you get. Ministry is different. It's, God, am I really doing it the way you want me to do it? And that's a very huge difference. Because when you're doing ministry, it's never about you. The Bible says that we are kings and priests unto our God. Meaning a priest is somebody who represents the people to God. A king is able to govern a territory given by God. And so priesthood empowers him spiritually so that he's able to dominate in the physical realm, right? Because life is spiritual. So for me right now, I want to see myself doing God's business. So I've given God's business priority, because if I do, then He'll give priority to my businesses. So that's my new mantra. I give priority to God's business, because if I do, He will give priority to my businesses.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And where do you see the gospel industry right now? Because, when you took a break, so many things have been happening. A lot of so-called gospel who are in the ministry and also in the music have been doing very, very controversial things to be out there. Exactly. Where do you see it?
What I would say is, you can only share where you are. Yeah. Right? If there's a video nowadays, I'm at KTN every Sunday, and I do a segment at the Melody between 12 and 1 p.m. And there's a video I did once. Actually, it was the first video. So I went on top of one of the buildings in town, and I showed people myself on top of that building, and I told them, look, I have an advantage of seeing so far from here. I can see way farther to the horizon, but someone who's down there walking on the streets cannot see what I'm seeing. So our perspectives are very different, because if I try to explain what I'm seeing to someone who's down there, they will not really understand. So what you see someone giving is an expression of the level they are at spiritually. So if you see somebody who's entertaining, for instance, you shoot a music video, and if, for instance, the gospel song, you say, but if you mute, you can't tell the difference between, whether it's gospel or secular.
Yeah, you can't tell the messaging.
What that is telling me is that person watches a lot of secular music, so he gets inspired
by secular music.
Can I tell you something? I used to do the same. So when I had not grown spiritually, I would watch a lot of secular songs. I would actually go and tell my producer, hey, can you watch this new song by Wizkid? Unaona vile hii video iko? Tuchape video inakaa hivi. Unaget? And
the message is
message ni a gospel, right?
But the inspiration.
But the inspiration ya video
from a different corner.
Unakumbuka ile ngoma inaitwa Makekes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ile ngoma inaitwa Makekes nilienda South Africa nikashoot. We spent over 1 million at that point to shoot the video.
Yes.
Lakini sasa I was watching a lot of secular music. So the video was looking very secular. That's why unaona madame walikuwa nini, alafu mzee nilienda na yeye bado he was not in the ministry, he was in the industry.
Oh my goodness.
So at a production
It's so secular now.
it's so secular.
Yeah.
So I don't judge a gospel artist when I see them doing such, because I was there. However, that is a reflection of the level they are spiritually. So kama hauja ascend in the spirit, there are things you cannot be able to comprehend, and there's something you cannot be able to give and offer. So the more you ascend, the more some of the things that are down there become irrelevant. And it's like when we were growing up, there are things you used to do when you were a small boy. And when you grow up, like now, the way the conversations we used to have then,
We can't have now.
we can't have now kwa sababu tumekuwa wazee. So it's the same.
See, if I may allow me to ask a question, we have the young generation.
Yeah.
Their aspiration and expectations from probably you, Jimmy Gate, even when you're in gospel,
Yeah.
it's okay for you to behave secularly and give the message from your heart from
Yeah.
God. Yeah. How do you balance that? What are your guardrails?
Here's what I've learned: the hard truth. There are two sides of life. There's a side of God, and there's a side of the devil. Now, first of all, there's a difference between the devil and Satan. The devil is the manipulator, the deceiver, and he gives you fake glory. He is the one who approached Jesus after fasting. So he told him, hey,
I'll give
if
you
you
this.
worship me, I'll give you whatever. So many people worship the devil or, align themselves with ideologies or practices or behaviors that are orchestrated or inspired by the devil. And so the moment you align yourself that way, you realize that you're doing so well, you're driving the best, you're staying in the best neighborhoods and all that. But that really does not define true glory. Satan is the opposer. He opposes people, right? So let me not go too theological. But the side of God also is about following some protocols. So you have to decide. That's why one day Joshua, and Joshua is a very popular biblical character. He let the people of Israel come at the foothills of the mountain because he realized these people were still worshipping idols. Can you imagine?
After all that,
They had watched God do miracles and
a
wonders.
human being.
You realize that when Moses got into Egypt to deliver them, to the time they actually got out was around 7 to 8 months. So for 7 to 8 months, they've been seeing miracles that they've never
on a
ever
daily
seen
basis.
on a daily basis, right? And they come into the wilderness and they're still worshipping idols. And so at some point, Joshua gets angry and he's like, why are you guys like this? Why can't you just make up your mind? Decide who you want to serve. Are you going to serve God? Are you going to serve the devil? And he says, as for me and my family, we will serve the Lord. You see, there comes a time when you have to decide who you want to serve. Do you want to be in between? Because in the spirit realm, there's no in between.
There's zero in between.
It's either you're on the right or you're on the left. And that's why Jesus says in the book of Revelation that if you're warm, I'm going to spit you out, because God doesn't want someone warm. The devil also doesn't like a warm Christian. You know.
Where would you go if you've been spat by both?
But however, he is okay with you being lukewarm.
Yes.
The devil is okay with you being lukewarm, but God is not okay with you being lukewarm. So you have to decide, do you want to be on the right side or do you want to be on the left side? So for me, where I am right now, I want to be on the right side. And the right side is the right side.
It's not the lukewarm.
No,
in between.
No. So I don't watch secular music, for instance, because I don't want to be inspired by secular music. I used to be inspired by secular music. So when I see some music videos from gospel artists looking like secular, I know what is going on. They have just not ascended spiritually to be. So you can only give what you have. Yeah. So
it's like the sweet factories,
Yeah.
The sweet is the same,
right?
But the scent is what they create.
Absolutely,
what you are craving.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Gentlemen, I think Jimmy Gate has captured it very, very well. Jimmy, thank you very much. I want us to go to tell Kenyans what's happening on their roads briefly, then we'll come back to you to the top of the hour. But for now, let me just check the traffic update for people who are living with their workspaces. Please kindly, if you're leaving work and you're driving somewhere, please wear your seatbelts, because the roads are not always very good. Take care of yourself, because we want you alive every single day. So I'll give you a quick traffic update and what's happening in our roads. Of course, Ngong Road from Kenyatta National Hospital outbound is busy until Greenhouse Mall, then towards Adams Arcade. The inbound, of course, is also busy opposite Greenhouse Mall. And if you're going through Kilimani Ring Road, it's very, very, very busy both sides of the road. If you're on Aguin Skotek Road, it's busy outbound, but it's not as busy when you're coming into Hurlingham. But we are going towards Cotton Avenue, that's Lenana Road. There's a lot of traffic on Lenana Road and Dennis Pitt Road next to Roadhouse Grill, Oloitoktok Road and Oluguruni Road. The intersection and the junction there doesn't look good at all. And of course, if you're coming down from James Gishuru and Kingara Road, James Gishuru is jam-packed until ABC Place outbound in Westlands. Waiyaki Way is clear, so you can cruise unless you reach next to the intersection of the Westlands area, where there's a bit around Sarit. There's a bit of traffic building up on Consolata Shrine going up and coming into town. But Ring Road Parklands is as busy as ever, so if you're going to 6th Avenue Westlands, please get alternative routes. Peponi Road is busy. Let me look at Loakabete Road is building up, so you can still cruise on that one. Limuru Road, of course, is busy, especially from Karura Avenue all the way to Gigiri, but opens up past Gigiri, of course. And if you're on Muranga Road is a mess all the way. Let me check. Thika Super Highway is not busy as much, but when you reach GSU headquarters, of course, that intersection all the way to Homeland Lounge is very, very busy. Outer Ring Road is a no-go zone. And let me check what happens on Langata Road. And Langata Road is not as bad as, but at the moment you pass Weston Hotel going up to Aero Club, there's a lot of traffic there. And then Uhuru Gardens coming down into town, there's traffic there as well. So that's how our roads look like. And of course, if you're on Jogo Road is busy. That's how roads look like, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, today is on Friday. Being on a Friday, I know you are going to shop, and Naivas offers you a very good deal. Now listen. Naivas is celebrating 35 years of Kikwetu excellence in a big way. Through the Naivas at 35 Kikwetu promotion, they are saying asante to Kenyans with amazing prizes and weekly and monthly. They're giving away 6 cars, 45 motorcycles, fridges, cookers, microwaves, and even the iconic Naivas Mbuzis at this time. Even chicken to those of you who want to spice up your Christmas. You can get that and be the part of that deal. You could win instantly at the till every day and everywhere. Just make sure you're a Naivas loyalty member. Shop for any amount and you are in. So shop Save and win Kikwetu style at Naivas Kiloko, near or online.